What's good, everybody? Today I am tightening up just a couple of 3 locks, maybe more once I get off of the video, and I wanted to show you how I do it. I started doing this about off and on and trying things out maybe 5 years ago. I have this latch hook, and I'm going to show you how to use the latch hook. And then I just have a plastic arts and craft needle. Initially, I also tried the nappy lock tool, and I just found that tedious. It was too short and all of this and that, and it just seemed more difficult. But it does have a wider eye than this one, and so if your locks are kind of fat, you probably won't be able to use this tool. But you can always use this tool, or you can get that nappy lock tool. And from what I understand, they have a lot of different tools today. But what happens, guys, you already know, I just got my hair done. It's been about 4 weeks almost. And if you look closely, around the top of my head is where I typically have a little bit more doesn't feel to me quite as strong at the base, or maybe I shouldn't say that. Let me start over. What I want to say is these tend to they feel like they grow faster. All right, but I guess that's not true, because if you look at this one, it's in the same space. We're at going on 4 weeks, and I already have this amount of growth. Now you know I use my miracle stuff. I tell y'all that works. So make sure you watch the video on how to make it. But anyway, the more hair for me that is loose around the front of my head, the more I risk hair pulling or breakage. And so certain areas I like to provide them with a little bit more integrity in between my retightening. So that's what this is about. Now, using both of these tools, have I noticed a difference in terms of what they're doing to my locks or thinning of my locks? No, I haven't. I haven't noticed any difference at all. I don't think I have one lock on my head where I have any thinning. Now again, you're talking about the oil that I use, that essential oil stuff, which I've been doing for years. I don't put anything else in my hair other than the dye, which I believe the essential oil has protected me from. I've heard before that doing these, messes this up, messes that up, and all this other stuff. Maybe other people may have that problem, guys, but I haven't. But again, I don't want you to have buyer's remorse, so buyer beware. Whatever you do to your hair, it's on you. I take risks. I don't mind. I do all kinds of things when I feel like doing it. But I don't want you to say, oh, well, Tanisha told me, to do such and such, and this is what happened to me. No, I want you to recognize that everybody's hair is different, and the only thing that I can talk about is my experience. And if I lost this lock right here, all I would do is turn around and start it over again. I figure, hell, you got 300, 400, 500 locks. If you lose one, what's the big deal, right? And also look at it like this. Before, you were shedding hair like crazy, and it didn't bother you. So if my hair started shedding tomorrow, let's face it, I could afford to lose some hair. Right now, I have so much, and it used to feel like even more than this. So this is a lot. So if I lost a lock, it's not the end of the world. So we're going to do this one right here. And this one always gets loose. So if you can see, I'm just kind of twisting it a little bit just to kind of get those hairs to connect. And I'm going to use the plastic arts and craft needle. You get about 2 of these, I think, for like $1.50. So it's really great. I fold it in so that I give myself a little bit of stability, so that when I insert the hair into the eye, and I do need glasses, folks. If it's taking me a minute to get this in, it's not because it's difficult. It's because I don't have my glasses on, and I probably need to. But let's face it, I'm 47, so hey. Okay, now, I was told what my pattern was, but I got to be honest with you people. I don't always think about where I started it last. I don't always think about the exact place in the direction. All right, I'm going to do this for your purposes. And the reason why is because it seems to have never made a difference to me. It just has not made a difference. All of the things that they talk about with these locks, once they settle, I think you're in good shape. So you could say I'm coming from 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock. I do typically do that when I start. This is just because it's naturally the easiest way for me to begin. I put a little bit of pressure in terms of just making sure I'm not at the base of the root, but where the locks new growth ends. So I'm going to pull that through, okay? It never requires that much pulling. Okay, so now I'm going to go from the top, which would be like 12. I'm going to come down. I'm coming from north to south. I'm going to pull that direction. Now I'm going to come from 9 o'clock and go towards 3 o'clock. I'm going from west to east, right? Very good. And now I'm going to come from 6 o'clock or from south and go up to north, okay? Now, technically, that's probably where I could stop because I just want a little tightening. I don't want to have to, I don't like to see the parts around the front. So this is okay. That's an example of what I'm talking about, okay? I'm going to do another one with this same. Yeah, this would be one. Okay, see? And this is a very thin lock up near the front where the hair is thin. So this could easily snap and the integrity of my lock would be affected. So for me, I need to fortify this. It goes back to like, I remember when I used to do the extensions, the individuals years ago. And if you remember, around the front of your hair is where you collect a lot of lint, right? It seems to be a susceptible area. And at times, if you wait to take those locks out and not the locks, the braids out, the extensions out, you could pull them out and just pull that whole base of hair out or that whole lock because of the buildup weakens it and then the pulling. So you got to be careful. So I don't like to risk that up in this area. So again, we're going to do just a little bit of a twisting. Okay, you just want to make sure that area is nice and compacted. Okay, and we're doing the 9 o'clock thing, everybody. Put that baby in there. Just apply a little bit of pressure to make sure you're at the beginning of where it starts to lock. Pulling that way. And then we're coming from the top down or north to south. And then I'm going to come this direction from west to east. See that? I'm pulling very gently. So there we go, going up this way. Somebody today was using a needle for a style, and I may try that style because I got to have content for you guys. I need to be creative. You know, that's my challenge. She was just pulling that crochet needle through her hair and as rough as I can be. I was like, no. So here we go. You see? So I went one rotation, but do you see how it's kind of up in the air? I think I want that down a little bit, or I want it at least come in another direction. So I'm going to go back in here again. I do have a little bit of space, as you can see. I'm just going to pull one more time. And just, yeah. See, so that's good enough for me. I probably could have done without that. Just making sure it's there. See? All I did was pull that and straighten it out. And there we go. So that's not bad, right? I'm going to put my hair down. I know I've saved maybe a little bit of breakage. And now we're going to do the other one. Let's look over here on this side. Alrighty now. And we're going to do the same one over here. Here's the strangest thing. This ought to be 2 locks. It just needs to be 2 locks. This thing it's just too thick in here. And this comes from having taken it out. But this is too thick, and it almost seems like these sides don't grow as fast as the rest of my hair. Something happens with these that they shrink and compress. They compress while shrinking. I don't know how to describe it, but I feel like there's more hair in these than some of these. And this actually could be 2 locks. So I've thought about over time maybe pulling some of that down. But anyway, here we go, everybody. We're going to use the crochet or the latch hook. I think they call this a latch hook. And I got this from a lady on YouTube many, many, many years ago. I don't even know if she's still up there or not. But it was great. I went right out and got it. I think it's a few bucks. Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Arts and Crafts Store. Okay, now this way, I'm going from the 6 up. Okay? the direction. Don't, you know, do your own thing. So I hold this down when I can. This little latch, I place my hand over this so that hair doesn't get caught and it's easier for me to maneuver. So I'm going to place this hook right up in there. Now, here's something else I'm going to tell you about this. You do want to be careful. This is not as smooth as this. You don't want to be raking through your hair like you're, you know, raking the leaves in the fall. You need to be careful. So you're going to put this in here. And you see, I just use my hand to guide it up. Now, all I'm going to do is wrap the lock here. I have my hand covering this little latch thing. And I'm going to just pull down. I missed it, right? It's hard for me to not look at this and look in the other direction. Okay, I'm going to try to do it again. Just put it around it and I come on down. Okay, now when I pull it down, I go ahead and use my hand and not this so that I don't break any hair. Now I'm going back this way. And remember, keep in mind, I told you guys I don't do it like this anymore. I just really don't. You see that got a little bit stuck. Maybe that's the reason why it's tedious. You saw the other situation with the previous tool. It was so much easier, right? Look at that. It's going to make a liar out of me. What do you think about that? Let me try not to look and let me just do it naturally. Okay. So we pull that down. Okay. And then now we've got to come in from north to south, right? Okay. So I'm putting it down far enough to where it's past that little latchy thing. And then I'm just going to latch this around. And now I'm going to pull back up. Okay. Now when I told you when I pull back up, I take the latch, the hook out. And then I go ahead and pull this through. I don't like the feeling that it's pulling through my hair like that. Okay, so now we have to come from the west and come east. So we're coming from this back. Well, this is a horizontal move here. Okay, we're coming this way. Okay, we're going to just wrap that baby around. And when you're wrapping it, you're basically just getting it, you know, you're allowing it to attach. And this thing needs to be back. So you're just allowing it to attach, okay? Like that. And then you're just pulling up on it. Okay, and again, I disconnect it and I pull that on through. Now, this, to me, if it's not harming my hair and I'm not getting a better lock pattern, I don't know why I would really use this over this. This is so much easier. It's just so much easier. And but we're going to do another one. Let's see. That's not too bad. Let's see. What about this one? There's something going on here. But see, I got some hair, I think, that kind of got combined in there. I don't really want to see. Look at that. What's going on with this? All right. Okay. So, and see, really, ideally, because when you look at this, you see this here? I really need to be using this to fix that instead of this. So sorry guys, I gotta abandon y'all for a second because this is kind of important and that area is thin. I don't think I want to fool around with that. I need to fix this and I need it to be precise. Going from the bottom up. When you're doing this, let me tell you, you really want to be careful because if you combine two bases of your lock, it's going to be hard as hell for you to get it out. I'm talking y'all. I don't know if I went in the right direction or not. But again, this is you with Tanisha Ali and this is what I do. And I don't worry about it. Because it always seems to manifest exactly the way it's supposed to. So I just pull that on through. I'm good to go. Alright. But I'm going to show you this tool anyway. Let's find another good candidate. And I'm going to fool around at the front of my head with that thing. but I think you get the drift of it, right? Ladies and gents, I think you get the drift of it. My hair is actually growing at different rates in different parts of my hair. I'm not feeling as much, at least on this right side. And I don't want to go back further than I can see. Wow, it's a pretty interesting dynamic. I'm going to have to go to the other side. You have been chosen. Which one is going to be the chosen one? Here we go. Yeah, my hair is definitely, there's more growth on this side. I don't know what the heck that's about. But anyway, let's do this one. This is a lot to me that's thick. Be nice if it was another one. Again, the advantage of using this tool is that you don't have to worry about the, watch when you latch. You see I got another one here. I would pull that one right through and it would be in a nightmare situation. So you got to be careful. So I pull that through. Okay. Now I'm coming from, got to get that out of the way. Okay. I'm going to wrap that around there. Ladies. Okay. Trying to get that like right through there, just to something to grab. And then when I pull it through, I take my hair off the latch hook, because this thing is tricky. And this is my hair. This ain't no yarn. Even and that's really enough in terms of, yeah, that's enough for me. So I stop there. But I only do this when I absolutely have to, because of a feeling that my hair really needs it. Yeah, I need to do it here too. Feeling like if I don't, in a couple of weeks, because it's getting more face time. And so naturally, it's going to respond a little differently to all of the things that you're doing, the pulling, the tugging, the oiling, and the running your fingers through your hair. It's going to respond differently than the hair in the top of your head. So now this one is at the top. So if I pull it too tight, it's going to give me that plucked chicken look. So I want to be careful. So here we go. You can see I usually start from 3 go to 9 usually, just naturally. And then I'm coming up from 12 to 6. And then I'm coming from over here from 9 to 3 or west to east. And then I want to come up, really, that's enough really. But I'm going to do a full rotation and come up from, south to north and pull that baby through. There we go, guys. So you see that? So this, as far as I'm concerned, gives my hair a little bit more strength. And I have to do this, as I mentioned, sometimes in between. So I'm nice and tight right here. Ooh, not as tight as I want to be. What about over here? Yeah, that one's real tight. This one isn't. I need to do one more, maybe a half of a rotation on this one. So let me see. Yeah, I thought it was tight enough. That's misleading. So this one could actually take 2 rotations. Now you could see how you could do these pretty quickly. But if you had to do your whole head, like if I had to do my whole head, do you think I want to sit up here and be doing 500 of these bad boys? Hell to the no. Hell no. I don't want to. Okay, everybody. I hope you got something out of this video. If you did, like or subscribe. Leave me a comment. If there's something that you want to know or something you want me to do, leave me a comment. If there's something on your mind, let me know, ladies. All right, and guys, have a beautiful, lovely day. Manifest, manifest, manifest. I release you in love and light, everybody. Bye.